Hey, welcome back to the Survive channel. So I have 3 EDC items here, all made of titanium. So I'll be showing these to you guys. Get your thought, see so you can see maybe you adding to your carry. If not, anyways, I'm curious to hear your thoughts and opinions about them at the end of the video. So let's go ahead. We'll start with this. This is the Titanium Mix 3.0. As you can see, this is a titanium versatile ruler, as they call it. So this is a grade 5 titanium. It's about 95 grams altogether, which is actually, it's pretty hefty. In your hand, this on the back here, you can see this is actually some bronze. And so that sliding part right there is made of bronze. Speaking of that, so basically it is telescopic, as you can see there. And I'll get to that here in just a bit. Talk a bit more about the design of it. You can see you have your imperial ruler on this side, and you have your metric ruler on this side, which I guess that's pretty much what you'd expect from a ruler. Also, you can see you have a space here for carrying this on a lanyard, put it on a key ring. You have a little slot there for a tritium vial if you wanted to add that. I think they also had that as an option if you wanted to include, have them add the tritium vial right there. All right, so then the next thing here with this telescopic design, it's actually for like measuring. So this is only 5 inches or just over 12 centimeters. And so basically what you could do is if you need to measure something longer, this actually, you can see it stretches out and you can scoot it up, and then you can actually add that together to find out the total length. Now to add that, you're gonna need to take advantage of the caliper. So this section right here that opens up this space, that is the caliper. And then this right here, you can see here in the middle, it's a small little line. So right now it's on 5 centimeters, which means that this gap in between these two sides is 5 centimeters, which means that from the zero, not from the end, but from the zero to the end of this right here, that is 15 centimeters, right? So if you open it up farther, let's say to 10, right? Put that on the 10 right there. So you have the 10 from here to there, and then you have an extra 10. So from not to the very end, but to the tip right here, you have 20 centimeters. So you can use that for measuring. You can use that for drawing a line, a bunch of different uses. It's a very interesting concept that they've done. Again, I'm very curious to hear your thoughts about something like this. I've never searched before for a EDC ruler or a titanium ruler. And so I think it's something definitely novel, maybe. But anyway, I thought that was kind of cool. So going on with the rest of the design, you see it has a built-in little mini pin here, which is really cool. So what you do is you press down on the tip right here, and it pops up, makes it easy to remove. So this takes a D1 refill cartridge, which can be purchased on Amazon. They're really cheap. So anyways, they said it's a titanium pin, but from what I can understand, the tip right here and right here is titanium, but the middle, this hexagonal section is actually steel, I'm assuming, because it's held in place by a magnet. You see that magnet right there in the middle. And so of course, I'm assuming that this is steel here in the middle. So they do have an option where you can buy like a little scalpel head to replace the pin if you wanted. And so I guess that's kind of cool. It's a little add-on you have to buy as an accessory. And that fits right there. And so I guess it makes sense if you have a little ruler with you, you have a small little ink pen as well. I mean, I guess it's worth showing that it writes. So this is the Titanium. Is it comfortable to use? I mean, it's tiny. And so yeah, I wouldn't want to be writing a whole bunch with it. But it works great for marking. Like if you were here and you wanted to draw some lines, it works fine, you know. Might make your signature a bit ugly, but other than that, it definitely works. All right, so the caliper I think is cool also. You know, if you were measuring things, like you wanted to measure, let's say, the width of this, slide that right there, just like that. You can see what the line is. Let's get this up a little closer. All right, so that is 42 millimeters if you're using the metric. You can see right there. So the caliper with the ruler, I think is also a brilliant idea. You got both the measurements, linear, and then also with the caliper right there. All right, so then where it gets a little interesting, maybe a bit strange, but in the back here, it has what they call basically a calculator. And so what you do is you choose the line. So you put the 0, let's say, on the 3, and you want to multiply 3 times, I'm sorry, not multiply, you want to add 3 plus 4. So you put the 0 on the 3, as you see right there, right here, the 0's on the 3. You go over to the 4, I'm sorry, where's the 4 at? There's the 4 on the bronze thing. So 3 plus 4 is 7. Now, who can't count that in their head? I have no clue. So you're not going to do any complex multiplications. I mean, but the concepts there, I mean, you can't do much more than, I think, what is it? 10 Anyways, yeah. So you can't go far. And then down below is the same concept with multiplication, which once again, you're not going to go far. So let's say you chose a 9, let's say 9 times 10. You see, once you get the 1 at the end, it's actually a 10. It's a little bit closer for you guys. So let's say the 9 is over here, times this 1, which is going to be a 10. It's going to give you a 90. So all the zeros have been removed past a certain point. So anyways, I mean, you're not going to get, again, anything over, I mean, who can't multiply 9 times 9, right? Or, you know, do some fairly simple multiplications. But nonetheless, I mean, it's a cool concept. They have your addition at the top and multiplication down below. It takes a bit of, I honestly had to read the instructions to figure out exactly what these numbers were. It wasn't just like popping up like, oh, okay, I'm adding this by this and that, you know. So it does take some instructions there to get that understood. So anyways, what I think of it, I think it's a bit of a flex. I mean, do you need a titanium ruler? No. I mean, it's something that I'm going to be using daily, like a true EDC. No. I mean, but if you pull this out of your pocket, let's say you're out to dinner with friends, you pull this out of your pocket, you put it on the table, or it's just a fidget toy you have in your hand. People are like, what's that, you know? And it just makes it kind of something cool. And that's the main thing about it, I think. You have a titanium ruler, it's got a caliper on it, telescopic. Hey, I got a small little pin in here. When somebody asks for a pin, you pull out your own titanium ruler with a pin. Yeah, it's a flex. I mean, it's cool. But I think that's the biggest catch on it is it's such a novelty. So anyways, nice big heavy piece of titanium. A bit big for a fidget. I mean, I wouldn't want this in my hand. It's a bit big, but it is fidgeting. It's definitely one of a kind in my opinion. Let me know your thoughts about this. So the MSRP on this is $170 to $190. And so, I mean, it's a pretty big flex. I mean, you're paying just under $200 for an EDC ruler. It's cool, and you'll probably be the only person has it, you know, maybe in your group, maybe not. But anyways, definitely really unique here. Now, this is on Kickstarter, and that's ending like in 24 hours. And so if you want to pick this up on Kickstarter, it is available right now for $120. And so you can get it for quite a bit cheaper than the MSRP of $170 to $190. But again, that does end in the next 24 hours. I'm a bit slow here with my review. But anyways, they have their mass production in March of 2025, so this year. And so you should be able to pick this up on their store if you miss out on that Kickstarter. All right, moving on to the next one. So next we have, this is the O-Tackle, which again, O-Tackle is O-Knife, which is O-Light. It's all one big sister company, you can say there. So this is their S2 titanium. And you can see here, it's a compass. So this is a little titanium compass. They call it self-leveling. Now the reason why they call it that is because it has these 3 rings. Now what you can do is unscrew this to make it unstable per se, or self-leveling. And then once you have this completely unscrewed, you can see this works where it's super fidgety. You can spin it around, kind of like a gyroscope kind of concept. And so the point is that it's supposed to be self-leveling because, you know, a compass like this has to be level. I mean, otherwise it's not going to be showing you an accurate, basically location or whatever direction with on your compass. And so with it being self-leveling, it doesn't matter how you hold it in your hand. I mean, literally, you can even hold it like this. Of course, you can't see it now because of the angle. But no matter how you hold it, it's going to make sure that it stays level. But I don't think that's the main purpose. Again, there's something that I think that the main concept here is just to make it something that is fidgety. Okay, I do not carry a compass on my EDC. I mean, it seems something a bit out of date, not something that I really use that much. I mean, I know the concept of why it's good to have a physical compass. Electronics can, you know, the battery can go dead, you know, all kinds of things can go wrong. And so it is great to have a compass, an actual physical compass. But anyways, this right here, I guess what it would do is it's interesting enough that where you might actually carry this as an EDC. Simply as a fidget, you know, because it is something that it's small enough, you can fit this in your hand. It is kind of pleasant just to get it spinning. You can balance it once you get it spinning. So a bunch of different things you can do. So you get it spinning, you can set it up like that. And once again, like I said, with the ruler, it is just something that you pull out of your pocket. And this literally happened where I pulled it out of my pocket. My buddy was like, what's that? You know, it was just something that was different. He wanted to look at it, wanted to spin it. And again, it's made completely of titanium. It weighs like 26.4 grams. That's with the compass there in the middle. And so lightweight. This on the top is titanium, and even the ring is titanium. So everything on this is titanium. So definitely really interesting design itself. Once again, I mean, what more can you say about a compass, other than that, it is a fidget toy, I guess here, other than the natural use of the compass. So one thing, once again, you can tighten this down, and that way it doesn't spin. So let's say you wanted to keep it in one place. It makes it a little quicker like this. There we go. All right, so it does screw back down, so that way you're not having it constantly spinning, wherever you're carrying it. Now, they recommend carrying it like a necklace, which I'd never do. I can't imagine. Let me know if you can see yourself carrying this like a pendant on like a leather strap or something like that. I wouldn't. I can see it on a keychain. It might be interesting. It's a bit large to put on a keychain, but I'd be concerned that the plastic here on the compass would get scratched up. I'm assuming that's plastic. So anyways, but yeah, it's again something interesting. Again, it's titanium. It's not something that I would search for, searching for like a titanium ink pen and all this different stuff. It's natural, but a titanium compass didn't come to mind. And so I thought you guys might be interested in seeing this. So this costs $55. It's currently sold out on O-Knife's website. I'll put a link down below anyways. Hopefully they'll have this back in stock again soon if you guys are interested in picking one of these up. Again, $55 is kind of a premium price. I get it, it's titanium, but definitely something interesting nonetheless. All right, it also did come in a really cool case. I mean, you guys didn't want to see the case, but yeah, definitely a really cool case. Plastic, kind of heavy duty. It's got the something you'd see like in like a gun case. So anyways, that's cool as well. All right, the next thing is actually from Soul Built. This is the Mark Smith. I've actually reviewed something like this before. You'll see it's actually identical. This was the Sharpie marker in the titanium frame there. So this is the same concept. It's a bolt action titanium ultra fine marker. Let me show you the tip here. So that is a Sharpie marker, and the if you need like a replacement for it, that's what you would get. Is you would get a it's the ultra fine retractable Sharpie. Make sure if you do buy this and you're trying to get some replacements, you want to make sure you use the retractable type. A plain ultra fine marker from Sharpie will not fit in here. You need the actual cartridge. There's one in the box, but I'll just show you it here instead. So it's a cartridge just like that you have to get from a Sharpie. They do come in a bunch of different colors. Of course, being a Sharpie, they have the blue, the red, and all the different colors that you can choose from. And it comes in the ultra fine. So the cool thing about the ultra fine marker is you can use it as a marker. You also use it as a pen because it is fine enough to where it's not too thick. So I don't know, this right, Mark Smith, right? So you can see there, I mean, it looks almost like a ink pen, but it is a permanent marker, which the cool thing about it being a permanent marker is you can write on a bunch of surfaces, on glass, on wood, on leather, which we don't want to do here. But anyways, you have a bunch of options you can write on with it being a permanent marker. So again, really cool. This is, again, completely all titanium other than the cartridge on the inside. So it weighs 42 grams. It is grade 5 titanium. And so fairly lightweight. I mean, it is it feels like marker, like the size of a marker. It's not like what you'd expect from like a ink pen. So it's a bit thick in your hand, at the same time, kind of lightweight. It has the bolt action, which again makes it very fidgety. Which you would expect from a bolt action. It does have a bit of a rattle, but they actually explain that it has to be that way to make sure that the tip of the marker is actually depressed away from the cap of it. And so that is not a mistake. That's supposed to be that way. So the pocket clip is titanium. Even the screws here are titanium. And so definitely really cool. If you order from their website, you can actually have them add a custom engraving there. So I had FTS Customs engraved. So definitely really interesting as well. It's a solid piece of titanium. And again, at the same time, it's not majorly thick. The replacements, they cost like $5 for 2 of the Sharpies. And so it's not majorly expensive to get the replacements. They're fairly easy to access. All right, so this Mark Smith Ultra Fine costs $100. It is currently pre-order status. And so I'll have a link to this as well. So if you order this now, it might take like a month. I don't know exactly how long it's going to take them to complete their production. But anyways, again, let me know what you guys think about all 3 of these. I realize that none of them are really, I don't know, maybe not your run-of-the-mill. It's not what typical things you'd carry as EDC. Well, I guess the marker ink pen's not so far off of the usual and expected. But anyways, let me know your thoughts about the Titanium Mix 3.0, about this really interesting, really strange ruler here, the Otackle S2, that compass, and of course the Marksmith Ultra Fine here. Let me know if it's something you can see yourself carrying. I realize all three of these are really pricey items. Again, I think they're very novel. Maybe the Marksmith is not something as novel. There's a bunch of titanium pins and stuff out there, but it's kind of cool nonetheless. But let me know your thoughts. If it's something you can see yourself carrying, maybe you'd like carrying, if it's something maybe you've seen before or not. But anyways, let me know all that down in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.